What's up guys, it's Young Men's Daily Red Pill, back with another video. Thank you guys for clicking on today's video, liking the content, sharing the content, helping me spread this Red Pill message to other young guys that are out there that are lost and confused. Because as I always say, the earlier you take the Red Pill, the better off you are in life. That is what I believe in, that is the philosophy that we go by here on this channel, and that is what I preach every week. Welcome to Red Pill 101 if it's your first time. We're glad to have you here. This is where we break down either requested videos or video topics that come through my mind that I feel like should apply to just basic Red Pill knowledge and understanding. And this video is actually based on my opinion and also just the opinions and the experiences that other guys that are my age have either shared with me or I know personally have happened to all men around the world and all men that deal with women or have dealt with women in the past, because that's where the Red Pill connection comes in, because we've all dealt with women at some point in time before taking the Red Pill, and now we understand how female nature works and we understand how to deal with these women, or at least we try to understand how to deal with these women based on the Red Pill philosophy and how we handle them and interact with them moving forward. Today's video though, I have to take this off. Hokenomics, shout out to Alpha Villains. Before we get into it, go check them out on Instagram. It's not going to focus there. I'm going to be linking them in the description. They have sponsored a lot of these videos. Shout out to them for the shirt. Anyways, we're going to be talking about today the path of how a bad boy is created, all right? And I feel like a lot of women tend to usually say, I'm the way I am, or I dealt with this bad boy or this type of individual, this type of man that treated me like garbage, and I stayed with him for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, however long it was, longer than she is with you, the nice guy, and we're confused as men. We don't understand why she spent so much time with the bad boy. We don't understand exactly what she found so attractive about him, but it's my understanding, and I'm going to break it down to you guys, why I believe that these women that complain about bad boys, they're the ones that are creating bad boys in the first place. To begin with, they're the ones that are creating men that are savages, men that have decided to take the Red Pill and stop dealing with these females. Because we didn't necessarily want to be like this. Do you think I wanted to be in this room right now, in this setting with a whiteboard, talking about female nature and how nice guys had to turn into bad boys because of these females in 2020? Do you really think I was trying to do that? No, that was not what I had in plan in my life, but hey, God had different plans, so here we are. We're gonna be breaking it down right now. And what I usually hear females say, like, oh, men are dogs, men are this, men are that. It's like you created men to be like this by your own behaviors, by your confusion. We had to, in a sense, adjust and adapt over time. It's not necessarily that we wanted to be savages, that we wanted to be bad boys, but you kind of, in a sense, gave us no choice. And it's really unfortunate because we realize that these guys get results. The ones that treat them like garbage get results. So this is what usually happens, all right? So I'm gonna start off either in middle school or in high school. You can see that right there. Middle school or high school, you get your first girlfriend, all right? Your first GF. That's when every guy gets their first girlfriend, their first relationship. And what's unfortunate about this, I feel like this really sets the baseline moving forward for life. And when you get your first girlfriend, what you usually do is you'll go through like a 12-step assessment of this person, or you'll have a list of things because it's your first girlfriend, so you don't want to F things up, you know, but we all do, obviously. But what you're gonna do is usually put like a list of things like, she needs to be this way, she needs to be that way, she needs to be this way. And if she checks off enough boxes, well, she's good to go. You know, we can stick a fork in her, she's done, you know? We're gonna cook her. Alright, so that's usually when you get your first girlfriend right here, around high school to middle school. Say, alright, so you date maybe a year, 2 years, maybe it's your longest relationship. Like in my instance, it was 3 years. So this is 3 years goes by, right? And then she's gonna eventually just F off. She's gonna screw off somewhere, go off and mess around with either a Chad right here or a Tyrone. And he's gonna be digging out her guts, all right? And that's unfortunate. But he has way more experience than you, because most likely this guy or this woman hasn't, you at this age, I mean, hasn't had the most experience with females. So when she, 3 years into relationships, begins to meet other guys in high school, and she's in middle school, or she goes to high school, starts dealing with seniors, and let's say you as a man are only a freshman or you're an underclassman, you're not going to have the experience that this Tyrone has. So he's going to really be just straight giving it to your girl. And unfortunately, this is the reality of the situation. So Chad and Tyrone screws off with the girl. She leaves for no reason, whatever, you know. All right, so you say you're really hurt. This is your first relationship. So let's just say you're super depressed. All right, this is what usually happens. That's you right here after the relationship ends. So we're gonna move the little arrow over here. So that's you now. In this situation, you're depressed and you're hurt and you're sad. You're trying to recover. You're trying to wonder what you did wrong. You're talking to your mother, your father, your siblings, if you have any, anyone close to you. You're trying to figure out what you did wrong, because it's always the man's fault for some reason in society. It's always the man's fault. It's always the guy's fault. But you don't know these things because we're just now getting this game, and we're just now understanding how to play this game, if you want to call it that. But so you're depressed. Maybe you take 8 months to a year of just being by yourself. All right, so you just by yourself for a period of time right here, and then you decide to hop into another relationship. All right, another relationship right here. Let's just say you are now. It's been 2 years. All right, so 2 years later, you're in another relationship. All right, you're given another chance. You're stepping back up to the plate to bat. And let's say that for whatever reason, because women love to leave, they love to cheat, and they have so many options because of social media, she just screws off again. Another Chad Tyrone, she gets bored of you. There's a ton of different things that can happen. She just F's off. Let's just say that. She just woo, disappears. Houdini act. She just, you don't know what happened to her. You know how many times this happened where the females just disappear for no reason. So she takes off, she disappears. You're really hurt now, and you're starting to think, listen, I'm gonna have to change things up. I'm gonna have to do something different now. So what you do is you take the time to think about life, reflect, and you say, oh, you know what, I think I'm done with relationships, or I'm done with the way I used to behave. So I'm gonna go onto the internet and I'm going to look up ways that I can keep women around and maintain this relationship, this Disney ideology, this fantasy idea of a long-term relationship in the modern dating world today that we have, which quite frankly doesn't exist. But you're still believing in it. So you're gonna watch videos, you're going to, you're gonna read articles, you're going to talk to older people, mentors or whatever. They're probably gonna be blue pill though, they're probably not gonna put you on any game. So you're gonna do all these things, you're gonna take time to invest in yourself to figure out what you did wrong, when really it's not really your fault. It's the female's fault, because the female won't take responsibility for her actions, and she has just too many options, and she has her aunties, her mom, grandma, her sisters that are all putting her on game, all telling her how to manipulate you as a man, and you don't know the game, so you're just gonna get taken advantage of. So let's just say this happens and your mom says, I have a good, godly Christian girl, all right? Godly, Christian, female. So we have a godly Christian female that comes along, maybe was recommended to you by your mother, someone in your family, someone close to you, and you trust them. You trust this individual, you trust this woman. You say, oh, she loves Jesus. Jesus is her Lord and Savior. So you know what? I can trust her too, and I can trust her enough to get into a long-term relationship with this person because I know that she won't take advantage of me. And she goes to church. She's gonna take me to church too. And man, you just feel like, God, this might be the one. So you date this girl for, let's say, a few months. That's honestly all it takes. Maybe you date her 6 months, let's say that. And guess what? She screws off too. She does the exact same thing. And then you say to yourself, you know what? I'm done with all of this. All this time, all this experiences that I had in life, I'm done with it. Done. I'm done. I have to switch things up. I have to change something. I have to. You do some more research, you realize Nice guys finish last. I'll do this. Nice equals last. Nice guys finished last place. So from here on out, you start treating females lower tier than yourself. You start treating them like a bad boy would. All right? This is the slow evolution of what happens. And you do this for a few years. You treat a female like a bad boy for a few years, and you start to see results. You start to start getting laid on the first date. A lot of good things are happening to you. You're keeping women around. They're starting to buy things for you, treat you like a king. They're submissive around you, and you think, man, I struck gold. I understand female nature. I understand them, but this isn't really who I am. So I'm gonna go back to being nice. All right. So you say, hey, you know what? I understand the game a little. I understand how it works. I understand nice guys finish last, but you know, I've been a bad boy for a few years, so it's time that maybe I should be a little nice to this next female, so I can settle down a little bit. I don't know why we call it settling down, but you know, so I can settle down and I can be with someone that I see potential in a long-term relationship with. So you settle down and you treat her well, all right? So you treat her well and you're settled, and you lose your bad boy, and guess what happens? She takes advantage of you. You, at this point, start to lose your freaking mind. All right, this is what happens. And you go onto the internet and you type in, why is this happening? Because you don't understand what's going on. You type in whatever it is. Why does she flake? Why does she chase bad boys? Why does she like being treated poorly? All these different things, all right? Why does she enjoy these things? Why is me being a nice guy not working? All right, so you figure this out, and then from there, you end up finding the almighty red pill, right? You find the freaking red pill in that process, and once this happens, this is also what happens. It's freaking game over for these thoughts. Game over, bruh. It's game over. Game over. Once you take the red pill, once you discover everything that I just described was just a part of female nature and what happens when you deal with women, and that's just in them, that's hardwired in them, and when you take the red pill and you come to accept it and understand that this is what these women love. They love being treated this way. They don't like the nice guys. They don't like these different things that you do. It's game over. Game over. You become a savage. You start to care so little about women in terms of, I'm not talking about hurting women or anything, but I'm saying you start to, once you understand the game, how it works, it's game over from there on out. You start to move and use the game into your advantage. And you're no longer unaware of what's going on around you. You have full control over that situation. And you understand, listen, I'm a high value individual, I'm a high value male. I'm not gonna settle for a feminist, back talking, unsubmissive, loud, large and in charge woman. I'm not going to. I'm not gonna settle for single mothers, women in debt, women with tons of baggage, women raised by single mothers, all these things. I'm not gonna settle for this. But then you start to realize 99% of women, it's not 99%, I'm just being sarcastic, but 99% of women have all these issues, unfortunately. So it's game over once you take the red pill, but this is usually the path of what happens. This is why bad boys are created. These females create bad boys. Whether you like it or not, this is what happens. Females create bad boys. And it's funny because a lot of these women will come back later and say, oh, well, this guy treated me like this, and my ex was so bad, and guys ain't this, guys ain't that. Well, listen, you created guys to be a certain way and behave a certain way based on your nature and based on what you like as a woman. You might not necessarily feel like you like these things, but when we do something that is what we believe is good and what we believe is treating you fairly and just and right, you don't respect it and you take advantage of our kindness and you mistake it for weakness and you start to manipulate us. So this is what happens, unfortunately, ladies out there that are watching. So you actually tend to create bad boys and these savages that go out, and then the cycle continues, all right? And then they imprint more women, and they understand the red pill. And these guys just continue to go through women if they still deal with women, and they damage more and more women. That's the endless cycle of it. You women created that though. That's why I wanted to point out, hey, before this video ends, be sure to drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, share the video so other people can come in here, take the red pill if it's their first time. That's what we need. We need more men to take the red pill in 2020. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Remember guys, check your subscriptions. YouTube's been unsubscribing a lot of my subscribers, so it would mean the world to me if you check your subscription, make sure you're subscribed and caught up to date. You have all notifications on, because I really want to be able to get this thing handled with YouTube where all my subscribers get my notifications, and there's no issues with that, so it would mean a lot to me. Appreciate you guys for clicking on today's video. All the support on this channel does not go unnoticed. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Until next time, it's Young Men's Daily Red Pill. I'm out of here.